What's the Meaning of Life? A comedy movie released in 1983 that was written, directed by and starring the members of the British comedy troupe Monty Python. To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentations of their women. Oh, and try to do good for others, even if it is small things. There is a theory which states that if ever anyone discovers exactly what the universe is for and why it is here, it will instantly disappear and be replaced by something even more bizarre and inexplicable. There is another theory which states that this has already happened. Douglas Adams. Username checks out. Full stomach, empty balls. I can think of an easy way to achieve that. By eating the contents of your balls. Yes, that is the only explanation. Edit. Thanks for the gold. 42. That's just the ultimate answer to life, the universe and everything, not the meaning. Leave the world a little bit better than how you found it. There isn't any. We're awesome animals, enjoy the ride. That's it exactly. There is no great meaning. Figure out for yourself what gives your life meaning. Otherwise just try to enjoy the short amount of time you have here. To romance nature, literally the same as it is for all living organisms. Eat stuff, fuck stuff, try not to get eaten by other stuff. We live in a GTA-style video game with Florida men as playable characters. To watch all of One Piece. The real One Piece was the life you wasted watching 1,000 plus episodes of one TV show all along. Noun. 1. The condition that distinguishes animals and plants from inorganic matter, including the capacity for growth, reproduction, functional activity, and continual change preceding death, are technically correct. I had an NDE in 2015. Shook me to the foundations of my core. I'd always been atheist, full of myself, narcissistic and just an all-round arsehole. Fortunately, there's nothing like dying to grant you with the ultimate perspective. I'm not saying I'm a born-again Christian. I don't believe in organized religion at all. But I do believe with every fiber of my being that there is a whole lot more we can't see or understand. This life is not the last stop and that our actions in this life matter. It showed me we should be kind to people. We shouldn't waste time focusing on material gain. Spread love at every opportunity. Be courageous. Be courteous. Through this, by living with purpose, I found meaning. Mind you, while this is my truth, it's not necessarily yours. The scary thing is there's really no point to it, but you can only live once, so make the most of it. Honestly, that just makes me want to end it. Please don't. Life is like a rock, it has no original purpose, but you can choose to do things with it. Like toss it off a bridge. To create your own. To own your creation. Child slaves. I don't believe that life has a meaning. I don't think anything really matters. But that doesn't mean we can't choose what we live for. Asterisk existential crisis. Asterisk. Why does everyone have it figured out? We all created for ourselves or have been given a narrative for this. Those who have figured it out just believe it fully and have embodied that way of thinking. Those who haven't simply need to keep looking. I dunno, like having real good eggs? Or like some bacon. Maybe add some toast. I think the meaning of life is simply to experience. No more. No less. No strings attached. No obligations. Just simply experience. Now, your experience can be better or worse if you choose to live certain ways. But that's another topic. Life is the beautiful lie, death is the ugly truth. Enjoy your life. Love your nihilistic view. 42. Honestly though, it's to learn, grow, and help those around you. My grandfather fought in the Pacific Theater in WW2. He shipped out weighing around 200 pounds and came home at about 100 pounds. Like most of the people who served, he refused to talk about the war at all. The only thing that he would talk about was the hunger. His conclusion was the only things that matter in this life are the food you put in your mouth and the people around your table. He was a very good man, and the older I get the more I think he was exactly right. Experience the beauty of the universe. It really seems to be the only downside to us destroying ourselves and there being no aliens out there. Just nobody gets to see how fucking wild this shit is. To love and be loved. The meaning of life is to live. But how do you live? Jalapeno Cheetos are a pretty good start. Exactly. Being busy to forget that none of us will get alive out of here. Have fun. Enjoy life. This means nothing and everything. Being someone, but also being no one. Love, but also hate. Have friends, but also be lonely. Be smart, but also be dumb. This maybe looks weird, but try to understand it. Once you understand what I mean, you could think I am just a kid who tries to be philosophical. Or you could think that I am an old wise man. Remember, everything and nothing. In the end, we will never know the meaning of life. There's no meaning to life itself. There is a meaning to each person's life though, and that's totally depending on that person. To create meaning. To live. It's not complicated. Most people seem to think that there has to be a greater purpose, but there isn't. We're here because we're here, and things happen because they happen. Cold facts. Not gonna dispute them. But then how do you rationalize this reality as not to get crippling depressed? By realizing it's not something to be depressed about. I'd say to enjoy the time you have. How? A healthy mix of hedonism, intellectualism, and helping others. By helping others you better society, and a better society makes life easier. To slave away in a dead-end job in order to survive and be left for dead when you get old, sick or injured. There isn't one. You just have to keep looking to give your life a purpose or you will go insane. We can exist in this planet in 3 ways. 1. Through our own body. 2. In the mind or memory of people who knew us. 3. Anything that is associated, named after us. Like a book, painting, poem, song, etc. And once all of the 3 mentioned are gone, our life ceases to exist. Life has no meaning but life itself. So go out there. Make your life worth living and live in accordance with your principles. Make the world resemble more what you would like it to be. But, for the time being, stay inside, so the maximum number of people get to actually have life. There is no universal meaning. The only meaning possible is one that we ourselves decide personally. Leave the world better than you entered it. It don't mean shit. Pursue of happiness. I like that. The meaning of life is life itself. 42. Well, it's nothing very special. Try and be nice to people. Avoid eating fat. Read a good book every now and then. Get some walking in. And try and live together in peace and harmony with people of all creeds and nations. To fill it with fun, joy, and love. To live. The meaning of life is 2 distinct questions. Why does meaning exist and why do we have a purpose? Meaning exists because perceiving the world as value-laden is what our brains are for. We see food as good and threats as bad because that's how we know to avoid predators and seek sustenance. This is the case for all creatures that perceive the world. A bird sees a worm as good and a cat as bad. Meaning exists because we need it to solve problems in our brains or for solving problems. The fundamental problem our brains are for solving is the problem of what to do. If birds didn't see worms as good and cats as bad, they wouldn't know what to do. We have purpose because of our faculty of reason. Unlike the other animals, we have the ability to reflect on the reasons for action provided to us by our brains. I can see that the cake is good, but reflect on that reason to eat it and decide it isn't worth the calories. It is our faculty of reason that understands the world as purpose-laden. Chairs are for sitting on, games are for playing, and math problems are for solving. So, we perceive ourselves as purpose-laden in this same manner. Our rational facilities are for ascribing purpose. These same rational faculties are our purpose. Using it properly is where purpose comes from, in what we should do with it. So, what we are supposed to do is use our rational faculties well. Why? Because purpose comes from those rational faculties, and so, purpose is only well functioning when those faculties are well functioning. Using our rational faculties well means being coherent, because coherence is the fundamental demand of reason, logic. In practice, this means treating things that are the same like they are the same. So, because I value my life and freedom, I must value the life and freedom of everyone else, because there is no relevant difference between me and others. And coherence demands I treat like things alike. I treat me desiring something as a reason for me to pursue that thing. And so I must concede that others desiring something is a reason for them to be allowed to pursue it. Treat others as you would have them treat you. Endorse the preferences of others like you endorse your own preferences. These are not empty ethical demands. These are the demands of reason itself, and they come from the core of what makes us rational beings. This is my summary of Christine Korsgaard's work, and she develops this position from the work of Immanuel Kant and Aristotle, to enjoy every moment with those you love and to treat others with respect and kindness. Life is the universe's way of learning about itself. Why does everybody keep saying 42? It's pissing me off that I don't understand. I never thought I'd see the day that the internet didn't know H2G2. The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Look it up. 42. There isn't a meaning. The universe and life is just a machine and we're just cogs. Seriously. Look at an ant. Do they have meaning? They produce more ants, make ant hills, and eat. They don't serve this greater thing than just what they are. Humans are no different. We build houses, work, and eat. Repeat ad nauseam, monsieur. I think it's just our brains have evolved to the point where we can ask that question, but I just don't think there's an answer. That's an interesting perspective. On a micro scale, an ant is not really beneficial to the greater good. But on the whole, ants are extremely important. Maybe humans are the same and are important on a larger scale to providing balance. Though the argument can definitely be made that we are responsible for significant imbalance. On the other hand, I don't think the comparison to an ant is completely valid. I think most interpretations of the meaning of life are done through the lens of higher self-awareness and bare physiological and safety needs. To me, that is what differentiates us from the rest of living organisms and what makes this question specific to humans. I think the point of the comment is that there is no greater good. Meaning is a concept created by humans. The universe exists without it. We are just the result of events from the past. The universe will begin and end with no regard to anything we do. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.